You understand? They all heard it, and it was that voice. The important thing with that voice. Okay, look, first of all, you would just want to know if it was literal or somebody said it was something different.
No. I just want to know what was it, literal or yeah.
Go ahead.
Because it had a time down here. It had a time down here in Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
A brother killed his other brother, and he said Christ told him to do that. Right. So
Who
I just want to
a
know.
brother killed a brother, or
Yeah, it's like two biological brothers, right? And he killed his other brother, and he said Christ told him to do that. And like he heard a voice now.
that was
So
the reason for him killing his brother.
that what he said, yeah. All right.
Right. And people was saying what, of course, you know.
Well, they go, how do you? Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
You know, some was saying he mad. Some, so what I was saying is people must be reading the scriptures and saying, well, okay, if people could hear voices, then I don't know. Could people really hear voices today, or is that an
Yeah.
imagination or something? Could people could hear voices today?
Yeah. Okay. First off, the voice that the people heard wasn't just voices. That was the Lord. Right? That was the
Right.
Lord making a statement. I want to say more than likely it was an angel of the Lord speaking, right? Because it's never really Lord
Right.
talking, right? That everybody heard. Right? No, people do hear voices. People hear voices all the goddamn time. Voices called.
Right.
What are those voices called that people hear?
Um. Today, what?
Yep.
Slacker today.
Yeah, today, right?
well, I those voices. What are they called? Or be called demons? I mean, I wouldn't
Thank you.
know.
Thank you. That's it.
Right.
Demons. Demons. People hear demons all the time, right? People hear demons all the time because what is a demon's job?
um, to make people do evil, to make people sin against the Lord.
A little more specific. A little bit more specific. You're right, but I wanted a little bit more specific.
Um, all right. Obviously, they trick people
Mm-mm.
into.
Mm-mm.
Mm,
A demon's job is to make you harm yourself or to harm somebody else.
mm, all
You
right.
understand?
Mm,
That's a demon's job. A demon's job is to make you, it's essentially to make you sin, of course, to harm yourself or to harm someone else. You get the point?
right.
That's a demon's job. All right. And of course, do you know the precept for that?
Nah. Mm-mm.
All right. Give me,
To harm yourself.
give me, uh, give me Mark chapter 5. Give me Mark chapter 5 real quick. All right.
Yeah, Mark chapter 5.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. And they came over onto the other side of the sea, into the country of the Gadarenes. And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs.
Right. So this man, this man had an unclean spirit. All right. He had a spirit that was not clean. What's another way of saying unclean?
An evil spirit.
An evil spirit. What's another way of saying it? But it's a synonym to unclean. One second. Hey, Shalom. All right, you on, all right? Just put your phone on mute. And, if you have a question, you just chime in, all right? All right, Shalom. You got it up?
It's like an unclean spirit is like a demon.
It is a demon. But what's another way of saying, it's a word we use to describe when somebody's saying or doing something. That's another way of saying it's an unclean spirit or foul spirit. Like you ever hear people say, oh, you get a foul smell?
Oh, come.
An unclean smell. So now this person has an unclean spirit or a foul spirit. You get the point? Which is key number one. A demon. If a demon is on you, you have a foul spirit. Now, with that said, somebody who is angry about something for the right reasons, that's not a demon on you. You get the point?
All right.
You understand? So somebody molest your child, you ain't supposed to smile and clap about it like them Christians do in the church. You understand? Right. You're supposed to get angry about it. But now you have a foul spirit on you. You have a demon on you, and this man had a demon on him. Several demons on him, to be precise. Right? As you read on, you're gonna see it. Go ahead.
Okay. Who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him.
Right?
No, not with chains.
Right? He had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him. What does that mean?
Well, he was living among the tombs, like he was living amongst, and nobody could hold him down. Nobody could have tamed him then, could have stopped him from acting how he was acting.
And when they say no man could bind him with chains.
Right, well, we didn't hold him down from moving. Couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop him.
They said bind him with chains. Think about today. Or to really understand it, try to relate what you're hearing to today. If I say this, they couldn't bind him with chains today, what does that mean?
They couldn't put the chains around him to hold him. He was breaking loose of the chains.
Exactly. Right? They would try to. What would you call that today if somebody put chains on you?
They're trying to lock you up in a cage or
trying to lock you up. That's it. Perfect. Right? Somebody, a madman. In Trinidad, they call him a madman, right? He a madman, right? He crazy in the head, homeless, running around, sleeping in the damn tombs in the cemetery. He acting the fool. It's obvious he had demons on him. What do people usually do with people like that? They call the police.
The Obia man. Yeah, well, it's like, yeah.
Right? Okay, well, shit. God damn. Y'all call the voodoo doctor. Y'all call it the Obia man, the witchcraft master. But, okay, typically when somebody let's say you have a madman in Port of Spain, right? And he breaking people windows or, you know, doing dumb shit, you know. Okay, when I was younger, there was this homeless dude in San Fernando, which is in the south of Trinidad, right?
Right.
He used to be around the High Street area on the Brian Lara Promenade. They had the girls' high school or secondary school called St. Joseph Convent right on the promenade, right? Right? St. Joseph Convent.
Right.
One of the fishing pools of many young men. Right? I'm gonna stop right there. But so he on one side was St. Joseph Convent, then you had Naparima girls further up the street. Then you had some primary schools, then you had Presentation College, was the boys' school. And this vagrant used to walk around with, he was homeless. We call them, in Trinidad, we call them vagrants. People up here could say he homeless, but he ain't just homeless. This dude is mentally, something's wrong with him.
Right.
He would make his clothes out of trash bags. He'd take a garbage bag and wear it like a skirt and walk around bareback, right? And he would curse you out. You know, he walking and you see you. He's like, oh, your mother. And he cursing everybody out, right? And he would just stop and scream out. And he used to walk around with a garbage bag full of shit, full of like feces.
Right.
Right? He had to go to the bathroom. He stopped. He get in the bag and just walk around with shit. And they say he used to throw it at people. I don't know, because if I see him on this side, I'm going the other way around. I ain't trying to get no altercation with that dude. I'm a young dude, you know, 13, 14 years old. But they called the police several times for him. You understand? And just like this story here, let's tell you about certain people that tell you don't end up in a fight with, right? That's how it was when I was growing up. They tell you fight with somebody who work in construction and a homeless guy. Because the two of them niggas is strong beyond strong and you can end up losing your life. Right? I don't know if you ever heard. That's something you ever heard before?
Nah, I never heard that one before.
No sweat. Coming up, they used to tell you, listen, two men you never really get in a fist fight with is a construction worker, laborer. They call them laborers. Because a laborer pay was so low and the work was so hard, he already frustrated. Frustrated. And this man guaranteed to kill you if you mess with him. And a man, vagrant. Because vagrants usually, they be mentally unstable. And of course, that combined with the drugs, you not stopping them niggas once they start. They would call the cops for this particular guy, and he would throw shit at them. They would try to hold him, and he would damn near beat the cops. Right? They had to call 3 men for him because he just strong. Right? And this dude living on the street, nobody know why, but that's just how he is. So just like this dude we're reading about here, he full of demons, and he would break the chains when they try to arrest him, when they try to, you know, contain him then. You understand? They're trying to contain him because he's just wild and bugging out. They try to contain him, right? Go ahead.
Right. Mark chapter 5 verse 4. Because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, right. And the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetters broken in pieces. Man tame him.
Right? The fetters were broken in pieces and no man could tame him. Right? Could tame him.
Okay.
Control him. You get the point?
Okay.
So they bind him with fetters. Fetters is it's like damn near handcuffs, damn near. You get the point?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Come. And always night and day he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. Okay. But when he saw ya,
so hold on. So he was in the mountains all day, in the wilderness, up in the hills, and he would do what?
Cut himself crying. Cutting himself and crying.
He would cut himself and cry. And what would he cut himself with?
a piece of stone.
They say he would cut himself with
Stones. Cut. Stones.
cut himself with stone. You get the point? They say he'd cut himself with stones. So picture somebody cry, and when they say crying, how do they know he was crying?
He was bawling out. That's how he was crying.
He was hollering. He was crying out. So imagine, just picture if you wherever you are right now. I'm sure there's like a park with trees somewhere, or a forest, or the bush, or something up in the hills, and you know there's a man up there, and you know whether it's day or night, you would just hear somebody going, "Ah!" You ain't seeing them, but you hearing them screaming out and crying. And then whenever he comes out from the mountains to go into the tombs, he got wounds and bleeding. And you would see him sitting and rocking and just cutting himself. Just cutting himself up, cutting himself up, and crying out. You understand? Crying out, sometimes in pain, sometimes in anger, sometimes he weeping. He crying. You get the point?
Okay.
Most people have witnessed something like that in their lifetime already. Most people have, right? Some sisters have been victims to that type of behavior due to some type of abuse growing up. Some type of abuse growing up, and they go in the bathroom at night or in a bedroom somewhere and mutilate themselves, and that is their cry for help because of some abuse they went through. You get the point? And it's a demon that wants them to destroy themselves. Or if she ain't cutting herself up, guess who else she's gonna cut?
Other people.
Exactly. She gonna cut you. Right? If she ain't cutting herself, she gonna cut you. In your neck, stab you in your back. Swing the blade and cut your damn hands up. All right? Hey, Shalom, if you could, please put your microphone on mute, all right?
Shalom, sir. Come.
All right, so what? That's what demons would do. Now, why are they cutting themselves? Okay, we know they're cutting themselves because they have a demon, but give me the process based on the question you had.
Because the demon telling them to cut themselves.
Exactly. And guess what that demon saying? Sometimes you see somebody sitting down, they're sitting right there. Their mind is somewhere else. Or sometimes you see somebody and their face all bent up and they're just looking like they're disturbed. Them, nigga, you ain't shit. You ugly black mother so-and-so. That's why man don't want you, because you ain't shit. You got 2 babies already. You just a hoe. You just a hoe. You ain't shit. You lazy so-and-so. You dumb so-and-so. You ain't smart. You can't finish school. That's what the demon telling you. You ain't nothing but a goddamn drug addict. You weed head, you crack it. That demon is in your ear. Day and night.
Right.
Day and night. Day and night. Night and day. Day and night. You ever walk around some people and they're talking to themselves?
Yeah.
You standing in line and somebody just like, nah, man. And this is a regular person.
Oh, God.
What happens is the conversation is going on in here. For the past hour, the conversation is in here. And the argument gets so damn heated, it come out. You understand? That person hearing voices all day long. All day long. It's, it's a demon. It's demons on you. You understand? Why have a whole ton of different terms for it, a whole ton of different diagnosis for it. But it's essentially demons trying to get you to do something horrible to yourself or to somebody else. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. Mark chapter 5, verse 6. But when he saw Yahushua afar off, he ran and worshipped him.
Right? Now when he saw the king, when he saw
And
Christ far off, he ran and he dropped to his knees and started to give praises to the king. He ran and when he say worship him, he say, man, use the man, I know who you are. Right? You get the point? Right, go ahead.
And cried with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with thee, Yahushua, thou Son of the Most High God?
No, read it
I
right.
adjure thee.
It's a question he asking.
Verse 7, and cried with a loud voice and said, what I have to do with thee, Yahushua, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God that thou torment me not.
You understand? So now he worshiping him, he begging him. He said, I know you the man, I know you the king. Now, who is talking here?
This is the demon.
This is demon talking. This is the demon speaking. The demon told Yahushua, I know you are the one. You understand? The demon recognized Christ. Just a sidebar. This is a good precept to show why Christ said John the Baptist would be least in the kingdom. Because John the Baptist, though he baptized Christ, though he prophesied about Christ coming and told everyone follow Christ and not him, after a while, he did not believe in Christ. And that's why he sent his men to ask Yahushua, are you really the Christ, or should we look to follow somebody else? When this demon, from the time he saw Yahushua, he knew it was him. Right, just a side note. All right, keep going.
For he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit.
Right? So he answered the demon. The demon coming and begging. He said, listen, what do I have to do with you? What have I done that you would show up? About to deal with him. So Christ is saying, listen, get out of that brother, you unclean spirit. You should leave him alone. Brother, go ahead.
And he asked him, what is thy name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion, for we are many.
Christ say, listen, well, what is your name? The demon answer and say, I am Legion, for we are many. You get the point? Legion. That's the shit. They make movies about it. They have a movie called Legion, right? Legion means many. That's what it literally means, Legion, right? It means many. I forget the amount, the actual number, right? It says a great number, a vast multitude. Legion, in a military sense, is a unit of 3,000 to 6,000 men, right? Anywhere between 3,000, 6,000 men, they call that a legion, or is a military unit. That's why you had Roman legionnaires, meaning this man was in charge of 3,000 to 6,000 men. He's a legionnaire. You get the point? So imagine, that's men. We're talking about spirits, foul spirits in you. Now you understand why Israel is so hard to fix out. You understand? And now understand, this brother was under legion in Jerusalem, in Israel, when at least we had knowledge of who we were, even though we were occupied by Rome. You know, they didn't have no hip-hop, love and hip-hop on TV. They didn't have no Alkaline wasn't getting tattoos and black in the eye. You know what I mean? It didn't have no Vibes Cartel. It didn't have no, you get me? It wasn't like today where we totally lost. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't like today where we absolutely don't even know who we are. So imagine if he had legion then, imagine the average Israelite today. You understand?
Okay.
Imagine the average Israelite today, how rough, the amount of different things it has to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
It has going on.
Yeah. So like
Go ahead.
the demon, some people that say through sex, a demon could come on you, or a spirit could come on you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true? Like you having more than one, like if 1,000 women, there's 1,000 demons could come on you.
No.
No, no, so like I'm saying that because when I used to go to church, about 12 years or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
a woman was praying for us in the church,
Right.
and one of the brothers told her that she praying good, but she ain't praying strong enough. And the woman asked him what is his name, and he told her Legion.
Right.
Right?
I got
So,
you.
and then she trained all her name and whatever she did. Right? And then like they saying well how he have plenty woman, plenty demons coming on him. That's why he said his name is Legion. No, I ain't.
Okay.
And then so
No, I've heard stories like that myself about where it was like Catholic school or something,
that
and some non
Methodist.
Well, some type of church oriented thing, and they have some sister, the big sister or the big nun who is there, and she praying, and then some child loses it and get a full out man voice and curse them out and tell them how the box smell and stink, and they leave the room. I've heard of tons of stories like that. I mean, a lot. I have older brothers who done told me about, this particular woman who done lost it in the church and everybody ran out of the church. Things can happen. People can be literally, have demons on them, but it ain't like what you see in the movies. You get the point?
Right.
It ain't like what you see in the movies. It's Nicki Minaj. You know who Nicki Minaj is, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? You see how Nicki Minaj be one way she pink Barbie and she had the high pitched voice.
Right.
And then the other, she had the long black hair and she talking like a little, devil.
Right.
Nicki Minaj is full of goddamn demons. Even she just talking to you and she just started to spaz the hell out. She is full of it. You understand? And it's glorified. So now that situation you describe in there, that person more than likely have some issues. But the reasoning they give it, you have to look at it and see what it is. The reason they say, this is a Christian thing, right? With Methodists, right? They're still Christians, even though they're Methodists. They're Christians. Why do they say he's full of demons and the demons come from the woman who he has sex with? Why do they say that?
Well, Salakia, the Christians believe in we're supposed to only have one wife. So
Christians believe that we're only supposed to have one woman. So now if by what they're saying, if I have 10 women, that means I get 10 demons. So now if I have one woman, that means I should have how many demons?
well, apparently
how many
none.
demons if I have one? No.
Well, one.
If I have 10 women and demons, because they were saying he full of demons, he say he's legion, meaning he have many demons because he have many women. So according to them Christians, if I have 10 women, I'll have 10 demons. If I have one woman, how many demons I have?
One demon.
If I have no woman, like the priest, if I have no woman, like Father Paul and Father this and Bishop that and Deacon that, how many demons do I have?
None.
So you see why they say women give him the demons? Because Christianity is homosexuality. The demons come from women, but having sex with little boys and other men is fine. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get the point? Yeah, blame women for everything. Listen, man. Ajahn Muhammad said, make vagina great again, man. God damn it, man. Give the box a rest. Don't come from the goddamn box. Like, no evil coming from them men behind that they're going in. No evil coming from the little boys who they're molesting. Yeah, but he had plenty of women, so he had demons. Nah, nigga, you is a faggot. That's why. You understand? Like that reasoning comes from Christianity, which is homosexual in nature. That's homosexual in nature. You could have a ton of women. That's not the issue. You may have a demon that makes you use women like whores and throw them away, but there's nothing to say a man having a ton of women has demons. You get the point? Solomon had how many wives and was what? The wisest man in the world. You get the point? Seemed to me like women get your wisdom. Hell, true experience. Not to say the black woman is God, but you get my point. Right? So now, from what we was reading here, is legion living in this man. So one demon telling him to cut himself. The next demon telling him to cry out. The next one telling him go sleep in the cemetery. The next one telling him to do something and do something and do something. People do hear voices as demons they hear. You get the point? And it could be very distracting. Depends on your situation. Depends on who you are. Depends on what stage of your life you've been afflicted. Some people have been afflicted since they were children. And you turn into adulthood and it's rough. You get the point? It's rough. It's a rough thing where you are adult and this thing been talking to you since you were a child. And you don't know how to control it. You never had to focus in on something. No, like everything in life, somebody has to teach you. Somebody has to teach you to focus. Somebody has to teach you to not focus so much. Somebody has to teach you to have fun. Then somebody has to teach you to not have so much fun. Everything is a learned behavior. So now you have that affliction. You have people who they're intelligent and they get to a grown age and they have traits and characteristics and certain things that make them not functional in regular society. It's not because they're stupid or dumb, but they done been afflicted. You get the point?
Oh, God.
Sometimes it's hard to focus and concentrate. You understand? It's hard to focus and concentrate because so much thoughts and stuff is coming in your head. A good example is a woman who gets pregnant, who didn't plan the pregnancy or thinks she's too young or is in college. The minute she finds out she's pregnant, brother, her mind is going a mile a minute. What kind of baby will it be? Boy or girl? How will I do this? I should kill the baby. I should have an abortion. I ain't gonna be able to finish school. I'm gonna be a single parent. I don't want to be no single parent. I want to be successful. And she in class, if she in school. Teacher teaching and her mind is on the child. You understand? Like your society could make you, your environment could put demons on you.
Right.
You get the point? The prison system. Let's say you make a mistake. Let's say you legitimately got locked up. Not something that, you got framed up for or in some widespread police exercise to raise arrest numbers. I ain't talking about that. Let's say a brother legitimately or sister legitimately did something wrong to break the law. Prison is supposed to do what? Correct you, right?
Right.
It's supposed to reform you, right?
Right.
The white man's prison system does not reform. You understand?
Okay.
What does the white man's prison system do?
It makes you get more angry and aggressive.
In other words,
it oppresses you.
In other words, on topic. Also, too, if anyone of the other arcane want to answer, you'll just say something, all right? If you're on the YouTube just type the answer in and I'll get it, all right?
So like it, sir, it makes you worse.
It makes you worse, that's true, but something else.
against her makes you foul spirit.
You close on it. You close on it. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead, Art.
It gives you more demons.
Gives you more demons. That's why I say on topic. Prison gives you more demons. You understand? Doesn't take it off of you.
Right.
You more. And that's why our society is so much better than the white man's society. When I say our society, Israel, we didn't have prisons. You get the point? You stole something, you might lose your hands. Go
Right.
learn how to wipe your ass with knobs, with your damn wrist. You understand? That will correct you.
Right.
That will teach you now, I ain't gonna steal no more. I lost this hand, now I had to learn to write with my left hand, I ain't gonna steal no more. Or you might get, 40 lashes with the whip. Or, based on the circumstance, the priest might say, you stole this brother's cattle? How much was the cattle worth? I don't know, few hundred drachmas or whatever was the currency, the coin of the day. No problem. You go into work, you have to pay him back. Well, sir, excuse me, Salakia, sir. I don't have no job. That's why I stole in the first place. Oh, you don't have a job. Some help raising them cattle up? Yeah, I do. But brother, now you have to work for him for how much ever years it take you to pay that off. Which means what? He's going to work for this brother on the farm. He's going to receive a wage. But that wage, he'll never see a dime of it. He's going to work the hours it takes to make that wage, to reach how much ever the value of that cow is or that cattle that he stole. You get the point? But
Right.
in the time he's working, he is going to live on the farm, so which means he has to eat. You get the point? He's going to get dwelling places. And now, him and this brother could now bury the hatchet. Him and this brother could now him and not have hatred because he stole from him, but realize this brother really, he working. He just needed a chance. You get the point? And then the brother who serving out his punishment could have an appreciation now for how hard it is somebody work to get this stuff. And it's, even though you might be in a bad situation, it's really rough on the person you're taking it from as an Israelite. You get the point? Like, they both learn a lesson and they both get reformed. You understand?
Oh,
But the white man's prison system, brother, you go in there a petty thief, you coming out Al Capone. You go in there as you go in there for weed, brother, you coming out as Scarface, Tony Montana. You coming out knowing how to ship the shit across the state lines. You coming out with the connect in the airport. You damn near become the plug in jail. You understand? Your environment can put more demons on you, which makes you more sick, which means what? Instead of now you would hurt yourself or somebody next to you, now you hurt masses of people. You understand? Now you hurt masses of people. Now you hurt yourself over and over. It's just a big mess. You get the point? And the only way to you're going to have to come into the truth and listen to the voice of the Lord. You understand? That's the only way you're going to fight whatever it is you're going through, whether it's addiction, whether it's depression. You're going to have to come into the truth and obey the Lord. Right? Give me John 10 and 27. All right, anybody could read if they want to. Just say Salakia and you just unmute your mic. If not, Gawan got it. All right, any other questions? You'll type them in real quick.
Okay. John chapter 10, verse 27. Hear my voice them.
Read it one more time.
Can.
Read it one more time.
John chapter 10, verse 27. Hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
All right. Christ said, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. So now, if you're listening to the demon, who are you not listening to?
You are not listening to Yahweh.
Exactly. So now, to not listen to the demon, who must you listen to?
You must listen to Christ. You must listen to him.
Exactly. You understand? You see. It's just which team you're on, basically. And that's life. Life is either you're left or you're right. Life is either you're alive or you're dead. You're gay or you're straight. You're blood or you're crip. Christian. You get the point? When it's all Christianity, but I try to get you the polar opposite. Is either a negative or a positive? You ain't have no in between. That's life. Which master you serve? You get the point? To get rid of your demons, you're going to have to become a slave for the Lord. A full-out slave for the Lord, a prisoner for the Lord. And that's in the Bible. That's what Paul said. I'm a prisoner of the Lord. You understand? Which means what? Your whole life is going to have to be about serving the Lord, or else you will find time to listen to them demons. You get the point? You struggling with something? Commanding General Hannah always say this. You have demons on you. You struggling with something you can't, you can't get it off of you. Go solve your brother's problems. You understand? Go solve your sister's problems. Worry about their problems. Worry about how they get their rent paid. Worry about how getting them through child support court. Worry about, going into the prison and counseling them and getting them out. Let somebody worry about your problems. You worry about another person's problems. You don't have time to worry about that demon that's affecting you, because now you have this person to take care of. You understand? Like, brotherhood will solve the problem. You get the point? Brotherhood will solve the whole problem of focus, you not being able to, strong enough to fight against whatever it is pulling you left or pulling you right. You take up another person's burden. Now you don't have time to deal with the mess that's, plaguing you. You get the point? It's like, imagine for brothers whoever were construction, or Galawan, you are a mechanic, right? Let's say we have to lift up an engine. Right? We don't have no hoist. The engine on the ground, we had to pick it up. Right? One brother smoking a blunt in the corner. Other brother trying to have sex with another man's woman in the other corner. One sister, she, out her mind in lesbianism or something. But that's the only people around. If they come help you pick this up, what are they not doing?
They are not sinning, or they are not listening to the demon to make them smoke weed, make them become a lesbian or a whore,
No, they helping you. And this engine heavy, which means I have to focus, because if I don't hold up my weight, the engine gonna fall on us all. So now I have to focus. Now that weed demon that calling me, he can't call me no more. You get the point? I have to ignore him. That blunt gonna burn all the way out. That's the last draw you take before you pick up the engine. That's the last draw you're gonna get for your life. That's it. You get the point? Coming into the truth is a righteous burden for anybody who's struggling with anything. You're struggling with anything, you come into the truth, it's a righteous burden that will help you fight your demons. You get the point? Precept. What precept am I looking for? Who knows it? Who knows it? Who knows it? What precept am I looking for? Anybody?
Saka, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
That's good. That's good. But something else. Something else. Anybody? Y'all know? Come on, man. The truth is a righteous burden for a man or woman trying to fight affliction or lust. No?
No.
Nobody?
No.
All right, give me Matthew 11 and 28. Matthew 11 and 28. Somebody else pick it up for the brother. Somebody else read. Gala, want you take a break, all right?
All right.
Kadawan Khan.
Go ahead, Doc.
Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Right? That's a scripture for us. We labor and we are heavy laden. We are laden. What does it mean, heavy laden? Meaning our daily burdens is unlike other people's burdens. The things we have to do, the things we have to go through just to live and survive in captivity, burden. And on top of that, dealing with the mental issues, mental and spiritual issues, it's a heavy burden. That's why some people's countenance always look down and always, depressed and always, and that's why Christians are so heavy into happy and smile. I'm so happy, because the life is depressing. And a Christian doesn't understand how to deal with life, so they just sing themselves into some fantasy land where everything is nice, when nothing is nice. You understand? Nothing is nice. I seen a video the other day where some, I think it was a Jamaican, right? Some sister, she get up in front of the church with her little son. I say, see, this is my son. He's about 7 years old, right? Anybody know what I'm talking about? You all saw the tape?
No.
Let me see if I could find it. Somebody shared it with me recently. 1 second. It had to be yesterday or the day before. Second up.
No.
Okay, I thought I was you. Lord, where the hell is the damn thing? Anyway, maybe damn. I thought I saw it before. Anyway, the sister get up in front of the church with her little son and say this boy is 7 years old, and then said, I was about his age when I had my innocence taken from me. And as she said that, her mother got up and started to curse her out in the church. And while the mother gets up cursing her out, the preacher, they all came to quiet the sister down. I'm talking fully quiet her down and shut her up. And while they quieting her down, the band start playing music. Band start playing all kind of music and to drown her out. And it's happy music. Anybody know which video I'm talking about? Just, let me know, please. Because it's driving me insane. I know the shit was so horrible to watch. I got you back to water.
Slack, yes. You that video.
Who's it?
I was the one who sent you that video.
Okay, Most High in Christ. Go ahead. You have it on your it's on your page?
Yeah, it's on my page. A few days ago I posted it.
Okay. Let me pull that up. Because that shit right there, brother, it was something else. And I think Israel should see it and know that the Christian church is the house of Satan. Where they made the sister out to be, they made her to be the enemy when she was looking for some sort of closure. And imagine somebody raping you at 7 years and that thought never leaves you. And when you try to get help, they push you to the side. They push you to the side and act like, you ain't nothing. You get the point? What the hell the thing is? I ain't seeing it, bro. Just check your junk. I ain't seeing it. Hold on.
Yeah, it's a few days ago.
Is this a couple days ago, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 days ago, I guess.
Yeah, man.
So Salakia, the mother was trying to tell her daughter to hush him out.
Yeah, the mother was saying, judgment, blood of Jesus on your judgment.
Yeah.
The mother was going off on the sister, man, and she started talking louder to try to say, and the mother
she told her she was a liar.
Yeah, the mother told her she lying. Brother,
it was the mother boyfriend who raped the sister.
The mother boyfriend raped the sister. And the mother came up and tell her, listen, you lying, that never happened. And the girl said, no, it did happen. And I told you about it, and you didn't want to believe me, which means this man was tearing this girl up. And brother, the band started playing, the organ started going, the drums, and I ain't talking about no slow praise music. I ain't talking about side to side. I'm talking about the jiggy music, where they like to dance and do all kind of nonsense. And drown the sister out. And the whole church damn near swarm on the girl and hold her down and drag her off the podium. Right? Knowing Facebook and the gay ass, they probably done remove the shit. Because of course, they have to protect the church. All right, Eddie, if you find it again, just let me know, all right?
Yeah,
but somehow I ain't see anything. And that was that was a ridiculous video to watch. But they, instead of dealing with the problem, instead of the preacher coming and say, hey, listen, let's have a council after, they started playing the happy music. Happy.
Right.
Just dance and be happy and don't worry about it and happy. And the preachers get up and say, let's stand and praise. And they just went happy and didn't care. I found it out. Salakia. Most High in Christ. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to get you all up on it. Come on, don't freeze up now. Bear with me one eye, Akim. All right, so this is it here. Let me know if you're all in here and not seeing, all right?
I was raped at 8.5 years old. I kept it to myself. Because I didn't know who to trust. They all looked like him. 8.5 years old. Taffy. Okay. Okay. How old are you? 8. He's 8 years old. I was 8.5. And my mother's boyfriend took my childhood away from me. But God, the blood of Jesus against that. My mother knew about it. Okay, fine. My God. My mom died 2 days ago. The blood of Jesus. My mom knew about it. The blood. Okay, I'm bringing awareness. Okay, fine. My God. My mom died 2 days ago. The blood of Jesus. My mom knew about it. The blood. Okay.
And you hear what she said? She said the mother was raped also. That's what she just said. You heard it? So it's a cycle. But what the sister not seeing is the problem is the goddamn church. They all grew up in church. You understand? Now, you see all who come in to move her away, other women. And I guarantee those other women were molested and raped. And only the pastor is there. It's one big cesspool of, you know, just child molestation and rape and homosexuality in that church. You see the preacher signaling to the band? So what they're really telling you, what they're really saying to you there is just, you know, take it on the chin. You know what I mean? Put some ice on it. You know what I mean? Just put some ice on it and, you know, just dance it away. You understand? Like, that's the Christian church. That's a heavy burden to put on anybody. You get the point? That's a heavy, heavy burden to put on anyone for something like this. You understand? Could you read the scripture one more time, Mark? Brother, whoever was reading.
Salaki, sir, my internet went out for a minute. Are we still reading Matthew 11:28?
That's correct.
God one Khan. Matthew 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
All right, go ahead.
Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls.
That's what the Bible is saying. Christ is saying, come unto me, all ye that are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Like, you want to find out how to escape all this madness that's going on there, you got to come into the truth. Christ said, come and learn about me. My burden is light. Meaning, brother, everything about our life is doubly and triply hard because we worship this white man, because we serve him. When our following Christ, we ain't gonna have that type of burden. The white man society breeds people who have demons on them. You get the point?
Right.
It breeds that type of individual because now you had to worry about every single thing. With Christ, you had to worry about obeying the law, not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, not being a homosexual, not shaving your face, not balding your head, just basic stuff. But this devil act, it's something else. You know what I mean? Just being alive is work. Go ahead, Doc. Read the last verse.
Verse 30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
Right? For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Christians that like to say how come to serve Christ and you will be free, meaning you're free of everything. That's not what the Bible says. Christ saying he has a burden. There is a burden to carry when you follow Christ, but it's not the burden of the world. You get the point? It's not the same burden of the world. Think about how much of you brothers, we just finished Christmas season. How much of you brothers did not celebrate Christmas this year? Everybody?
Yeah.
Right? How much easier was that? No Christmas tree, no buying no goddamn gifts, no staying up all night wrapping gifts in secret. Because now you had to bring the gift in the house. Nobody can see the shit. Carry it upstairs, hide the receipt, hide the bag, put the gift under your bed in the cupboard somewhere, get some damn gift paper, turn the music on in the room because you had to wrap it so nobody could hear it, then bring it back downstairs or back outside, put it under some damn tree. Man, Salakia, fuck all of that shit, man. Excuse my language. Christ's burden is light. You don't have that bullshit to worry about. You don't have none of that to worry about. You understand? Christmas is such a waste of time. You go through all of that trouble for people who hate you. For people who in 2 months, all them toys you buy for them kids going to be broken anyway. They're going to tear them up. And next day, the toy break. Why not? Why not? And Christmas don't mean nothing to you. It's false. Why not go through trouble for the Passover, which is relative? Meaning, this is our celebration of when the Lord killed our previous slave master. Which means what? He can kill this slave master we have right now. And we're going to celebrate that March 30th up in Yonkers, New York at number 2 Roosevelt Ballroom. You get the point? We're going to celebrate that. That's an easy burden. That's an easy burden to have rather than Christmas and New Year's and all that nonsense and Valentine's Day and all that bullshit. You get the point? Like, come and serve the Lord and be free of demons. All right? Good. Anything else? I want to go, let me get to my breast tax, the titty tax. All right? Any other questions? Or everybody good to go?
Yes, it's like just to clarify. So today you cannot hear the Lord's voice. That's a demon.
Okay, I would not say that. I would not say that because I'm not going to say what the Lord can and cannot do. You get the point? But if you hearing a voice, right? I'm going to tell you how Jeremiah will tell me. If you hearing a voice and it's not mine, it's Satan. You get the point? Just like the Lord spoke to Moses and Moses spoke to everybody else, the Lord always talked to one person for instruction. That wasn't a normal event. You understand? Like, you ain't gonna find that happening all throughout the Bible. You get the point? But majority throughout the Bible is the Lord telling Moses, Moses telling Aaron, Aaron telling everybody else. Right? Because now, if everybody feel the Lord could talk to them, what is that?
It's a church.
Christianity.
Everybody feel.
Yep. I have a personal relationship with God. Right? You ain't got a personal relationship with nothing. You understand? Whoever you get your orders from, that's God to you. And that's in the Bible. You get the point? That's biblical. That ain't, nothing made up. That's in the Bible. This is not, a democracy. This is a monarchy. This is a chain of command with one head. One person in charge, and then he passes it to the next person, and then it fans out as it makes it throughout the body. Starts up slim and fans all the way out. You get the point? That's how Israel operates. That's how the Lord operates. You understand? Now, if you are hearing voices, just call and tell me what the voices is saying. All right? Just call and tell me what the voices is saying. And I guarantee you, from the time I get the phone call, I'll know you're full of demons. But I'll listen to you. I'll write the shit down, and I'll help you along. Don't worry about it. I'll help them cast them demons out there, no problem. You get it, boy? There's a brother who came before and said, well, he said he doesn't need the law, right? I remember this brother, Benjamin, my brother, come to his school crazy that I'm up. He said he doesn't need the law. He doesn't need a book to tell him what to do and what to eat. He said, nah, I star. Nature tell me what to eat. Nature tell me what to eat. I said, what do you mean nature? He said, the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth. I said, all right, look up there. He said, yeah. I said, you see that star right there? He said, yeah. I said, tell me what that star's saying right now. He said, no, Aya. No, Aya. That's not how it works. I said, well, how it work? You know what I mean? Like, that's it. He's full of demons. He's schizophrenic. You know what I mean? He tried to get it right. Lord help him. I still see him from time to time. And when I see him, he salute me and everything like that. But he's struggling. He's struggling bad. His problem was weed. Get the point? His problem was that herb. He couldn't stop it. He came to the school, that they pat him down, they told him he had to take the weed outside. He went outside and never came back. Right? That weed telling him what to do. That's the problem. The weed telling him, smoke. You understand? So if you're hearing a voice, don't wake up one morning and say you're gonna take over Trinidad like Abu Bakr. If I ain't getting no orders, that's Satan talking to you, you understand? That's it. That's the best I can tell you. It's Satan talking to you and trying to get you to do something stupid. All right? Now, on to the titty tax, the breast tax. All right? These East Indians that we under, brother, are a nation of idiots and fools. All right? Nation of dummies and fools. I mean, simple as the day is old and just barbaric and stupid. All right? The East Indians, you all know them, the 7-11, the dot head. Some of them wear the turban, the Sheiks, the Sikhs and them, right? Let me see if I could get the damn video. I thought I just had the video. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna play this tape and we're gonna get into it afterwards, all right? We're gonna get into some of the history afterwards of it. Bear with me one. Try my best here. All right, the history of the breast tax, brother. Let me get a little history. The East Indians, they have a system called the caste system, C-A-S-T-E, right? And the caste system, in East India it's like a social structure or the social ladder of society, right? Where you have certain people on top and then other people on the bottom, all right? You'll get me? Salaki. You hear now? I had the phone a little bit far. Right? So now you had different types of the caste system, right? You had Varna, you had Jati, and you had caste. The caste, which was the main article or the main way of dividing the society. All right. The Varna system literally means order, color, or class, and as a framework of grouping people into classes, right? First used in the Vedic Indian society. It is referred to frequently in the ancient texts, right? The 4 classes were the Brahmins. I know you heard about the Brahmins before, right? Galawan? Baby? No?
The Brahmins. No.
Brahmins is the highest class in the East Indians. Usually, very, very light skin, rich, and have some kind of political or religious affiliation, right? Why you think, I know you all know about Bollywood. You all heard about Bollywood before, right?
Come.
right? Bollywood, which is the East Indian Hollywood, is based in Bombay, India. So they changed it from Hollywood to Bollywood. And, you know, it's some of the corniest movies you'll ever see in your goddamn life. New age Bollywood movies use darker skin complexion East Indians. The old school 4-hour-long East Indian movies, and no Galawan, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody from the Caribbean know what the hell I'm talking about. And East Indian used to have some that would come on Sunday morning from 11 and the credits going up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. And for 4 hours, all you hearing is, and that's all you're hearing for 4 hours. And some rich fat uncle raping some young 14-year-old girl, take the damn, you know, the sari they wear that they wrap around the body. He corner the girl in a room. She's supposed to marry some young fella. He don't want that. He want to marry his niece. He take the damn sari and throw it up on the ceiling fan, turn the fan on, and the bitch just spinning around like a top. Before long, she naked. He raping her. Then the damn young boy who she's supposed to marry had to come and gun down the uncle and all his crew. And the uncle would be rich and powerful, so he have a whole crew. So that's the whole East Indian movie. Most of those, 90% of those actors were very, very light-skinned. Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan, all of them was very, very, very light-skinned because they come under that caste system or that social structure system that the East Indian had, right? Where am I? Hold on. So the 4 classes under the Varna system were the Brahmins, which were the priestly people. You know, your Pundits, your Hindu Punjabi, right? The other one was the Kshatriyas, right? Also known as Rajanyas, who were rulers and administrators and warriors. So you have your priests, then you have your politicians and military, right? Then you had the Vaishyas, which were the merchants and the tradesmen. Then you had the Shudras, which were the artists, the farm artisans, which is the people who would make stuff, your farmers, and your laboring class, which was the lowest class, the Shudras. Brahmins was the first, the Kshitarias, the Vaishyas, and then the Shudras, right? The Varna categorization implicitly had a 5th element, meaning those 4, they had another one that was implied that they never mentioned, right? Being those people deemed to be entirely outside its scope, such as tribal people and the untouchables. Now, I just told you they went on color and, you know, political affiliation. So who you think the untouchables were?
The light-skinned Indians, the untouchables.
Okay, the untouchables is the last. They're on the bottom of the society. They're all the way on the bottom. All right, let me help you out. Don't worry. Let me help you out a little bit, all right? I'm going to help you out. Don't worry. I'm going to help you out. Let me see if you're going to follow what I'm saying here, brother. All right, everybody seeing? Seeing. Hold on. Where she look like she live in Galawan?
It's like Trinidad.
What part of Trinidad? Bay, Claxton Bay, Penal? Anyway, all right. Hold on. What about this girl here? All right. Let me get some more. What about Ram Logan over here?
Out.
You get what I'm saying? These were what would be called the untouchables in the caste system. Very, very dark skinned and poor. Right? The Indians had a caste system where the light skinned ones would be the glorified, the actors. Like let's say this one here. All right. This is an East Indian actor or a model. You get my point? Same here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right? The title of this here is the world's best photos of Caramel and India, which means these are the appealing East Indians. They would be from the higher caste systems, the Brahmins, the Kishitarians, the Shudras, right? But the dark-skinned ones, they are the untouchables. Now listen, I just Googled dark-skinned East Indian. Only the first 2 rows is dark-skinned. The rest of them, they just get lighter as it go down. Even in the Google search, it's not going to pull up the dark-skinned ones because culturally and socially, them dark-skinned ones not supposed to be seen. They're supposed to just remain poor and dirty and downtrodden. So now, knowing that this is the caste system, you see this other one here? What does it look like, other one to you? What does it look like? That look like Trinidad. That look like what we have. Now we have some light-skinned East Indians in Trinidad, but is they live in Claxton Bay and David with the poor ones?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Typically, now there are some poor light-skinned ones, but typically, the light-skinned ones usually are the ones that are better off financially, that have the better jobs and positions. The dark-skinned ones are the ones who don't rise so high up in their society. But even though altogether, this dark-skinned East Indian is better than you and I to them. You get the point? Like we under the untouchables. You understand? We are way under them. You get my point?
Okay.
So now, remember the few weeks ago we did the history of the East Indians coming to Trinidad, right? Right. Give me a brief rundown on the situation that brought up the necessity for them to move.
Well, in Salaka, in India, when it was under the white people rulership, right? The Europeans and then the British, I should say. They used to work for I think it was like 50 cents a day.
Right.
So the British told them if they come to Trinidad, they would work for $1.50, I believe.
$2.49
right, a day.
But who's remember them things. But now before that, so okay, basically they were in a state of poverty, correct? And then the British who was ruling them told them they could come to Trinidad and get damn near 5 or 10 times what they was making if they came in as indentured laborers. Correct? Now, what was the prevailing factors that made them poor?
What made them poor was the
Come on with me. Who remembers? Anybody who remembers? India wasn't always poor. It wasn't always... Salakia, let me be politically correct, like Trump say. India wasn't always a shithole. All right? It wasn't always... Everybody see Slumdog Millionaire with the little boy running jump in the big pile of shit? Salakia. India wasn't always a shithole, all right? But what made them poor?
Salakia, they used to be handmade cotton, with cotton, and they was famous for that. But when the British come with their machines, the machines used to produce more cotton than how they used to make it in hand.
Right.
So the British like they took over their finances because they're making more.
Exactly.
And the Indians going to be making less.
Exactly.
So that make them run poor.
It was with the rise of the Industrial Revolution, with making machines that would do things and spin the linen faster. India used to make linen and a certain type of fabric that was you could only get from India, and they were the #1 in the world at the time, and they would sell it at top dollar to Britain. Britain got some machines that was spinning the shit faster and more cheaper than India, and would stop buying the material from India, which wrecked the East Indian economy. Then the British take over India and made India buy all the shit from Britain, right? So that made India vastly poor. So now what comes with poverty? You have poverty. What circumstances arise from poverty? Right? Napatis,
having no money.
Napatis, I said the textile industry. You are absolutely correct. Go ahead. What comes with poverty?
Yeah, so having no money.
Having no money. So when you have no money, what happens?
You can't buy food. You can't buy clothes.
That's true. That's true. You can't buy food, clothes, no sweat. Go ahead, Roderick. You get put into a low class of people. What else happens when you're poor? Who remembers? What else happens when you're poor? I guess all y'all is millionaires inside here. I guess all your fathers was the slave owners. Goddamn.
Nah, so I can't wait.
Hold on, one at a time. Go ahead, Roderick. Go ahead, Roderick. You're saying something? That's true, but come on, give me reality. Galawan, somebody was saying something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I can't wait. You're oppressed. You get angry every day, You want to want to rob to get money. You want to find someone.
Now you start to get money. Crimes. You start committing crimes because you're poor. You need to eat. Start robbing people. Might start selling drugs. From the history we covered with the East Indians, who were the people that came on the ships?
The East Indians that came on the ships?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
The ones that made up the Fatel Razak.
Right. Okay. The poor Indians.
The poor ones. Okay. The ones who were criminals. That's what the history says. The history says the poor East Indians, the ones who were lowest in class in society, the ones who were police and the thieves, the homeless, those people who suffered hardest after Britain oppressed them. Britain gave them a chance to oppress us. Them East Indians who came over in Trinidad, they're not the Brahmins. They're not the Kisharitans and the Shudras and the other one. They're the untouchables. They like to talk like they're so distinguished and they come from a high class of people. Nigga, you was the poorest piece of rat trash in Bombay. You understand? It was the poorest rat trash from Bombay, and the white man gave you a check that was bigger than mine, and now you rule over me. You get the point? They flee India because they were in the lowest caste system. They were in the lowest caste system. All right, hold on one second. social separation was the caste. The term caste is not originally an Indian word, though it is now widely used, both in English and Indian languages. According to Oxford English Dictionary, it is derived from the Portuguese casta, meaning race, lineage, breed, and originally pure or unmixed stock or breed. You get the point? So basically what they were saying is that the highest caste in the social structure was the purest breed of that race. And the lowest caste was the mixed breed. Or, what do they call them in Trinidad, Galawan?
Dogla.
Dogla. Dogla is I think I most believe is an East Indian word, which means what? What does it translate into directly? No sweat. I'll get it for you. Dogla, D-O-G-L-A, like dog, dogla. It translates into bastard. Anybody know what a bastard is?
Salakia.
Hold on, Galawan. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Roderick. That's it. Right? That's it. Galawan, that's what you was going to say? Right? A bastard is a child. That's what the definition is, an illegitimate child. Something that is spurious, irregular, inferior, or of questionable origin. All right, whoever just jumped in. All right, or of questionable origin, an offensive or disagreeable person. So the East Indians in Trinidad would call any child that came from an East Indian and Negro union, whether it was a man, Negro, and an East Indian woman, or East Indian man and a Negro woman, that child was called a Dogla. And of course, we being Israelites, we affectionize every derogatory word they throw at us. Like the white man would call us nigger, right? No, we turn nigger into a term of endearment. You understand? Like I'll be like, man, that's my nigger right there. Meaning what? That's my homie. We tight. We cool. Today in Trinidad, is Dogla considered is Dogla considered something disrespectful? Is Dogla considered something, what do you call it? A racial slur?
Nah, never.
Nah, it's not. It's not. You know why? Because all the brothers, what do they want?
They want to have sex with that Indian woman.
They want a Dogla. That's what you want. That's what they want.
Man.
Right? They had a group named Treason. You remember Treason?
God.
They're from the East. Right? God. Menace and them and the crew. They had a group they made a song in Trinidad for Carnival called Kama Sutra. And the hook is she wants to give me Kama Sutra. She want the long, strong black man to give me Kama Sutra. And then there's a part of the song how he talking about there's nothing wrong with black and an Indian coming together. And then he say we making Dogla. The minute we get them, we making Dogla. It's a sick way of us trying to say we taking control. And that's long been the black power way of fighting back. We're going to breed out, we're going to have sex with a woman. When really, if you come into the truth, you're going to realize that's a weak way of fighting back. You acting like sex with a woman is something that the woman don't enjoy. You understand? How could I say I'm going to get revenge on a race by giving their woman pleasure? Like, nigga, is you sick? That's have nothing to do with slavery. That's just you having a fetish with white women or Chinese or East Indian. You get the point? So now we damn near affectionize the word So Dogla is something that's damn near a term of endearment. It's you know, everybody want Dogla. The brothers want a Dogla woman. The sisters want a Dogla man. You get the point? Mixed breed, damn near. Like how people say mixed breed. And what they say about the Dogla children, they have softer hair. They have a nice color skin. The same thing they say about, you know, interracial couples in America with black and white. You get my point? Okay. But going back to the original thing, that caste system meant it was supposed to separate the society on racial purity. And they're saying that the most light-skinned East Indians were the purest bred, when that is a lie, because everybody on the earth had pigmentation. You get the point? So now the purest skin comes from what? It comes from being with white people. It's another form of white supremacy. You understand what I'm saying? It's another form of white supremacy, which comes from what? Just like amongst black people, right? When I say black people, I'm talking about, you know, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indian, so-called Negro, the so-called West Indian, Haitian, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. Even in our social structure, we have something that nobody likes to talk about, but it's the light skin, dark skin thing. You get the point? Where in our society, in the world, someone who is light skinned is pushed more to the front. You get what I'm saying? Like that's just how the world operates. That comes from white supremacy. That comes from that type of place and value on skin tone. And the East Indians had it. And it's called the caste system. All right? I'm going to read it again. The term caste is not originally an Indian word, though it is not widely used. It's, according to Oxford Dictionary, it is derived from the Portuguese casta, meaning race, lineage, breed, and originally pure or unmixed stock or breed. So what they're saying is the low caste ones, the darker ones, were unpure or mixed. The lighter ones were pure or unmixed. Now, based on all the world history we know and all the white supremacy, the lighter skinned ones were the mixed ones. The darker ones were the unmixed ones. But in the East Indian philosophy, who would the dark skinned ones be mixed with to get that dark skin?
So like the Negroes, black people.
Which is why they even below the last person in the caste system. The caste system has 4 legitimate stages, right? Which is the Brahmins, the Kshatriyans, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras. Then there's one that they don't mention called the untouchables. Meaning don't touch them. They're the untouchables. They're just filthy and disgusting because why? Because they're the dark-skinned ones. They're the ones done been with all them other people. You get the point? That's them. The light-skinned ones is the pure, good ones. The dark ones is the, you know, disgusting ones. Those dark ones is the ones who ruling over us in Trinidad. And then the lighter skinned East Indians, they like to talk about they come from the Brahmins and all that bullshit. Nah. They ain't come from them. You understand? Them Brahmins never get on no damn slave ship. Them was the higher ranking East Indians back then. Even if India was poor, they was the ones who was sucking up to the Europeans. You understand? They was the ones who was up there sucking up to the Europeans and making friends with them. You get me? The lower caste ones is the one that rules over us. Now, how does this relate into the titty tax, the breast tax? Let's get it. All right? Set you all up. Hold on. Breast tax. I'm gonna impose a breast tax in my household. Hell, breast tax is good for one thing, but them East Indians, they don't know, understand nothing about life. All right. Watch this video. We're gonna be watching this video. We're gonna start it and stop it at various times in the video. Bear with me 1 second. All right. Right, we're gonna start and stop it at various times in the video, okay? So you also what it said, right? In the 19th century, which means in the 1800s, right? In the in the 1800s, there was a place called Karela that had a breast tax. Kerala is a region in the subcontinent India, right? In the Indian subcontinent, it's around the Malabar area in India, and they had something called a breast tax that they inflicted on the lower caste women, which meaning you're talking about the untouchables that remained. The Shudras, maybe the other one, right? But the Brahmins and the top three, they for sure were safe, right? And they said what those low class women had to walk around showing their breasts, and if they had to cover their breasts, they had to pay a tax to cover their breasts, and the tax went by the size of the titties. So if you're a sister, if let's say now you a woman in India, you had big titties, your tax bill was higher. There was taxing you. He's like, nah, you got to pay triple or walk around topless, right? And if you were a little suffering, I mean, you have 2 mosquito bumps on your chest, Lord help you, no problem. You could afford to cover your chest because, in other words, nobody don't want to see that, so cover up. But the big breast one, let them things jiggle. Let them things go. That's basically what they say, right? Let's see. Read it again. All right. The tax was determined by the size of their breast, right? The bigger, the more tax they had to pay. All right. This is the important part here. The upper caste Brahmin society of Travancore. Travancore is the area that's right around Kerala also, right? Were behind the introduction of the archaic tax, right? So this Brahmin who we just read about, who was the top caste of the East Indians, they introduced this tax on the lower caste East Indians. Now, where you think they get the idea of taxing their own people who were poor so that they could be rich? Because this whole thing is for an economic windfall. You understand? The whole taxing system was so that the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. Because of course, if you poor, you could hardly dress right, much less pay a tax, or else walk around naked. So it's to deprive you of two very key things that you need in a society: finances and morality. Either you're going to have money, you're going to keep your money, but you lose your morality, or you lose your morality, or you keep your morality and lose your money. That's basically what they're saying. You understand?
Okay.
You'll get the point, because whatever little money I had, if I paid this tax, I could keep my integrity. I could walk around decent. No, I could keep the money and have more money if I showed them a little skin. If I showed them, what they want to see. You get the point? That's really what it's trying to teach you. It's to demoralize a society and now keep them poor and make the rich richer. You understand?
All
right, let's keep going. So the Brahmin was the ones that introduced this. No doubt they probably got it from the white man. I ain't get to go that far back in the research, but I will look into it. Right, this was humiliating and perverted the woman who bore it. This tax was aimed at Nadar and it's half a woman. Salaki, hold on, going a little bit too fast. Right, to repeatedly remind them of their low status. So, okay, so basically, what are they telling you here? That in this society, being naked is to remind you of your low status. So when you see them doing that to our women, right? You had Lil Kim, who was down there, you know, had the full titty out in some award show. Janet Jackson, when Justin Timberlake ripped the damn clothes off and show her breasts to the whole world. Even with the millions that them women have, it's to remind them of their low status in society. You understand? You're with me? You're with me? Because listen, any woman, even though these, come on, you keep the phones on mute, all right? Even though these women are East Indians, this is no doubt a system of white supremacy that they done taught the East Indians, just like they taught everybody else, to separate society based on complexion. So now this is telling you that the lowest class teach them that they could be naked and keep their money. So when you see Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, give me some more, Eve, who else? Beyonce. Who else? Give me some more in Trinidad Galawan. The girl who puts on the kind of naked costume the other day in Trinidad for the Soca Monarch, and they were saying how she was naked. But she had on some kind of stockings that was skin tone.
So like a Casper.
Forget about Casper. Casper naked and sex on camera. Right?
Nadia Batson.
Nadia Batson. Wait, Nadia Batson naked now? Good.
What?
Okay, no, I don't think she is that. Nadia Batson, she always damn near keep her clothes on. I'm talking about your Destra. I'm talking about Bungie Garden wife, I forget her name, Fair and Lyons. Before she get married, brother, she was showing, you know, a lot. You understand? The other one who died, Onika Bostic, you remember she had the costume, not the costume, the outfit. It was a netted top with nipple tape, showing off everything.
Right.
You understand? Forget about, you know, Jamaican artists, Shensia, Spice. You know, it's a culture that they give us that the lowest in status, just show your body. Show your body and keep your money. Or pay your money and keep your morals. So in other words, if you want to be morally right and have integrity, you're going to have to be broke and poor. But if you want to have a little money in your pocket and rich, show a little flesh. Show some cash. It's to demoralize you and give you money, which is still you're destroyed. Or you could keep your morals and you're going to be poor. You're still going to be destroyed. You understand? But this is what they was doing to each other. You get the point? Let's get some more. Many of the Nadar women converted to Christianity to avoid this humiliation. Why did they convert to Christianity to avoid this humiliation? Who knows? Come on. All right, I'm going to give it to you for time's sake. Somebody else going to say, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because it was the religion of their master, of the oppressor.
That's it. No. No. I thought you was going to give it to me. No. No. Why did they convert to Christianity in order to not pay breast tax? Okay, let me help you out. Who were the Brahmins in the East Indian society?
What are the high class people?
They were high class. And who was that class made up of? Nobody remember? That class. Go ahead.
Made up of the lighter skinned Indians.
That's true. what was their position socially? What did they do?
Oh, they ruled over. They ruled the
little bit
class.
more,
They ruled the other classes.
I said it earlier. All right. They were the priests.
Oh, God.
All right, put your phone on mute, though. All right, Tawana. They were the priests of that society, which means what? This breast tax was a part of the Hindu religion. You understand?
Right.
This breast tax was a part of being a Hindu. Right? Of being Jahaji Bai, of being a Hindu. And part of the Hindu religion is to oppress, humiliate anybody who is darker skinned and uplift those who are lighter skinned. Which is what? Just white supremacy all over again. You understand? Right? It's just white supremacy all over again. So to avoid having to pay the breast tax and then show your damn titties to everybody on the whole world, these women joined Christianity, so now they're under a different religion, so they don't have to pay no breast tax. But now they have to do what? Say it again, Roderick. They got to bow down to Caesar Borgia. Hinduism is the mark of the beast as well. You get the point? It's all Christianity. It's all the same thing. You go into these religions, you're going to see somewhere in the history of something where they compromise. The white man have a system set up within their religion to oppress them. And if they want to escape that, they have to turn to Christianity. You understand? They have to take the mark of the beast. They have to take it, else, you know, they're just going to be naked and broke. You understand? All right? Let's keep going a little bit more. All right? Okay, so now they have this legend, right? Hindus and East Indians are heavy into storytelling. They talk about this man monkey named Hanuman, some man with a monkey face and a monkey tail who was strong as shit. Then they talk about, you know, was the 8-hand god named that one? Vashti?
Oh, it's like it's Mother Lakshmi.
Lakshmi, Salakia, Mother Lakshmi. Some 8-hand bitch who just have 8 hands and just dance. I don't know what the hell she doing with them hands. Right? Then you have Vashti, you have Krishna, you have the goddess Kali. Kali is another bitch with 8 hands who just cut niggas' heads off. And she have a whole following who's supposed to be the gangsters in India. That's where you get the word thug from. The word thug comes from thuggy, which is the worship of the goddess Kali. The thuggy were the men who followed Kali, and they would kill you. They would kill you and rob you and bring all the riches to Kali. And if it is that if you had a beef with somebody and you was an East Indian, you would pray to the goddess Kali before you go to kill them, right? That's why most East Indian relationships and the interracial relationships we have in Trinidad with the East Indian men and women and our men and women, how do a lot of them end, Galois?
Relationship with crime, with drug, poison them.
So how do a lot of them end?
Then dead. They're not.
It's always in a murder suicide. It's always somebody slitting somebody's throat, somebody chopping somebody to pieces, and then drinking Gramazone, which you call Indian tonic or Indian rum, Indian Hennessy, right? It's always that because that's part of their religion. So now to escape all of that, you have to become a Christian. You have to take the mark of the beast or else you're done, right? So now there's this legend of this woman. Her name is Nehandi or something like that. We'll get her name shortly. This is the legend. The legend was that she was approached by some of the tax collectors of that day to pay the tax, or she had to take her clothes off and show her breast. And in protest, she cut her breast off. She was like, fuck it, I ain't paying shit. And y'all ain't seeing shit, and I'm gonna cut these titties off. Right? I don't know what's going on with these Indian men, but if a black woman started to cut her breast off, there would be some Israelite brothers to tell her, no, don't worry. I know exactly what to do with them breasts. You don't need to cut it off. But these East Indian men, boy, they stand by and watch the bitch cut the damn thing off. I don't know what they want. Right, look for some more. Right, her name was Nangeli. Right? She died from loss of blood, and her husband killed himself out of grief. Which is just stupid as hell. Right? Stupid as hell. No, this ain't a true story. This is a legend. This is, you know. Okay, this is probably, they probably had a woman who had that name, but it's not actual fact all the way through from what I was reading. It seemed to be, you know, a bit of legend, a bit of truth, right? Even though the story has not been validated, Nangali is a folk hero. The story of Nangali and her sacrifice set off a series of events that eventually led to the abolishment of this horrendous tax. Between 1813 and 1829, Nadar and his Hava women came together. Salakia, hold on. I'm Facebook messing with my dyslexia here. I can't even read that fast. Hell. Right? They came together and cover themselves and granted the right to cover their breasts. This was eventually successful, but the caste politics that ensued for close to 5 decades, something's just, hold on. Right, was horrific. Right, the caste system that ensued for 50 years was rough on them, which means now that they can't have them walk around topless, they would brutalize that lower class. You understand? They would brutalize the lower caste of people. Why is that important for us in Trinidad, Galawan? Why is that relevant? Huh? The caste system was particularly horrific for 50 years, where they would brutalize the lower caste. Why is that very much relevant for us in Trinidad?
So we could use it as a way to show that how bad our slavery was?
Nope.
For 400 years?
Nope. The East Indian system of social separation, it damn near demanded to keep those dark-skinned people down and immoral and poor, and also brutalize them. Those lower caste people are the people that came on the ships on the Fat El Razak in what was 1815 or something, or 1830?
45.
1845.
1845.
Right? 1845, you're right. 1845. You understand? 1845 is a few decades after this situation happened here with the breast tax. Them same people who was oppressed came to Trinidad and oppressed us. And their sons and daughters today are who? Who are their sons and daughters today? The police, the lawyers, the judges. What do they do to our brothers and sisters?
They oppress our brothers and sisters.
They brutalize us. Yeah. Just like the caste system caused Indians to brutalize them. Brutalizing poor people is a culture of heathens. That's how heathens operate. Somebody who is poor and defenseless and don't have a voice and don't have strength, that person must be taken advantage of. Must. You understand? Must be taken advantage of. That's why they deal with us the way they deal with us. That's why the tape he sent me the other day with the brother talking about how the East Indians don't suffer like how we suffer. We the ones suffering. You get the point? Everybody in Trinidad knows that, and in the Caribbean, know that the East Indians and the Chinese oppress us. Right? Let's keep going. Right? The whole revolution they had, it led to violence against the Nadar woman, which is a place, including burning of schools and churches. Right? It led to violence against women, which is, it comes from the same thing you was talking about earlier, how they say women give you demons, right? So if women give you demons, what you have to do to get rid of the demons?
So I have no woman.
Or get rid of the woman. Which is, you know, it's all part of Christianity and white supremacy. You understand what I'm saying? It's all part of it. Which is why even in the Indian culture, what's another popular thing in East Indian culture it's a form of violence to women? It's very popular.
A form of violence.
Every East Indian movie, that's the plot of the movie.
So like in most East Indian movies about raping, some girl get raped or something like that.
Rape.
Oh,
that's the and that's part of East Indian culture. Raping the damn woman. In some places in India and Asia, that's how you get married. The man come with his friends and just snatch the girl up from school, carry her and rape her somewhere, and that's not his wife. Right? I ain't lying about it. That's just how they do it. Rape is a heathen culture, and that's what they did. Because they couldn't get these women to show their breasts, violence towards these women started happening. And they burned schools and churches because, of course, all these women was fleeing to the Christianity for protection. So they burned the churches down and raped them. Right? The ruling government and kingdom tried its best to suppress these women, but in 1858, more violence ensued all over Travancore. Now, 1858, right, is what? After 1845, correct?
Right.
And now, so what we see in here is that there's a split in society with the higher class and the lower class. When did the East Indians come to Trinidad?
1845.
So now, who were more likely the ones that ran from East India? The lower class. You see what I'm saying? 1845 is when the first ship came. All that time, India in a civil war, fighting against the British, and then infighting themselves, the rich versus the poor, oppressing the poor, raping the women, causing them to show their breast tax, burning down schools, beating everybody. They left and came to Trinidad, and they did it to us. You understand? They did it to us. Now this piece here, what we're going into, this is a very important part of the culture. Hold on, see if I can get this thing to disappear. In 1859, the Madras governor pressured the king of Travancore to grant these women the right to cover their upper bodies. Now you'll see this attire up here. You see how it's different from the lower part? It's like a skirt she have wrapped around her, and then there's another part she's wearing on top. You all see it?
Okay.
See right here? I'm using the mouse now to show it. Same thing with here. This is one piece of fabric. This is another piece of fabric, right? Keep watching.
Right.
All right? But not in front of higher class Hindu women, right? So now, even the East Indian wear today, you see like how this little girl here, she have an undergarment.
Right.
You understand? She wearing something right here that has a short sleeve, and then she has the rest of the thing over. That garment came because at one time they had to walk around topless. You understand? They had to walk around topless. So the governor appealed to the king to let these women cover their breast up because it was creating a whole vacuum in the society with this burning down and everything. He said, okay, but they could not cover themselves in front of higher class women. When they were in the presence of the Brahmins and everybody else, they had to strip down naked. You understand? This was not satisfactory, and eventually they were granted full rights as many Nadars assumed a Kshatriya status. The Kshatriya is the second class right under the Brahmins. You understand? So imagine you go somewhere, you and your woman, some Brahmin broad, some Brahmin bitch come in there, your woman have to take her clothes off. You understand? Now, I ain't bringing out this history for you to feel sorry for these bastards. I'm trying to show you that they were low-class people who ruling over the top of us. And they try to oppress us and make us feel like we are shit when they are shit. They are bottom of the barrel. Their own people hate them. You understand? That's how they end up in the Caribbean. Their own people hate them. Their own people oppress them. And they are nothing. They are nothing like what the Bible says. All the isles or the Gentiles are as nothing. They are nothing. They ain't no people. You understand?
Okay.
All right, let's get some more. Right? 19th century Kerala was riddled with discriminatory policies to lower caste. Right? When I was in the UK with the brothers and them with Parashi and Karathia, Dongdoba, Banyam, and Karawan, there's this brother, his name is Mist. He's a UK hip-hop artist, right? He's definitely big over there. And he hangs out with these Pakistanis. The Pakistanis, which are also damn near East Indian, they're part of the Persian Empire, right? Pakistan and India were one part of the Persian and the Mede Empire at one time. And they have a word called Karla. Right? He have a song even saying Karla's back with a bang. Karla means black. So he's saying he's a Karla because he hangs with them, meaning black man hang back with a bang. Kerala is a place where all the dark-skinned people come from. I have no doubt in my mind. It's very likely that that word Karla comes from this place. Right? And had it not been for heroes like Ngali, they're trying to make Ngali this hero. All right. So I'm going to stop right there with it. But that's okay. Now, that's a history of their, what you would want to call what? Oppression, of their life, of what they went through. But they suffered this and came to where we were at and absolutely oppressed us, absolutely destroyed us. You understand? Those people who rule over us, they are the low class of India. They are the low class people. They're not the Brahmins. They're not the Kshatriyans. They're not the Shudras. They're the untouchables, but not untouchable like, ooh, they big and powerful. They're untouchable like you don't pick shit up. They're untouchable like you don't drink piss. They're untouchable like you're not going to have a pet rat and kiss it in the mouth. They're untouchable like that. And they like to pretend to rule over us and that we are everything filthy and disgusting and evil when we have laws in our religion against nakedness. But their religion demanded that just because you were poor, your woman had to walk around naked. You understand? Imagine how demoralizing that must be. Imagine how demoralizing. And yet still they would walk around Trinidad and act like, you know, the sisters up in Laventil and Beetham and Labre and Point and all them areas, like we filth, like we disgusting, like we the hoes of the earth, when them bitches, their religion makes them whores. Their religion makes them strippers for the sake of Krishna and some Brahmin priest. You understand? Never ever forget, the East Indians, they are nothing compared to the children of Israel. They are beneath us. And because of our sin against the Lord is why we are in the position we are in and that they rule over us. All right, everybody got it?
Okay.
All right, no sweat. We're going to wrap it up there for tonight. I know I went over Salakia. Next week we'll continue again. If you all have any questions, you all know to bring them in, all right? You're with me? All right.
Okay.
All right, Akim. Yabushim Shabakathum. Yahau Shamala Thun Bahashim Yahushai.
Shema Yahweh Shema Shabbat.
Yabashim Shabbat.